Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Elijah Ware. I'm Charlie McGraw, and we're here for a rare Saturday home game for Mamaroneck due to the Jewish holiday, as the Tigers usually play their football home games on Friday nights, but because of Rosh Hashanah yesterday, they are playing today, Saturday afternoon. And Elijah, they have a very tough test here as they play 3-0 Clarkstown North. And Mamaroneck is 1-2, coming off their first win against Mamaroneck in an ugly 10-2 game last week. They'll have their hands full today against a good Clarkstown North team.
Yeah, they'll definitely have their hands full with Clarkstown holding their opponents to an average of 12 points per game. And they won last week 47-0. So it's definitely going to be a tough matchup for Mamaroneck. If they can contain the passing game on defense and move the ball slowly on offense and work their way into good field position, they'll have a shot.
And that win last week was against Suffern, who beat Mamaroneck. So it'll be even tougher for Mamaroneck when you consider that.
Definitely.
So when we get back on LMC Varsity Sports, we'll have the opening kickoff next.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Mamaroneck Tigers. The head coach of Mamaroneck is Anthony Vitti. Assistant coaches David Smith, Justin Washington, Jason Washington, Derek Lanza, and Chuck Guadagnolo. Now to sing our national anthem, Mamaroneck's own Zoe Goodman.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Nice job, Zoe. Good job, thank you. Hey, captains, move the fur. Move the fur. If they defer, we want the ball. You understand that? Okay.
There you go. All right, gentlemen, shake hands. Introduce yourself. Look. 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 Look.
Number 20?
Oh my God. All right, gentlemen, great day for some football. Okay, I'm your referee. I'll be behind the offense. My name is Alberto Minotta. If you can say that again. You get 10 points on that. This is, there you go, good job. Anthony DeFilippis is behind the defense. He's our umpire, okay? Clarkstown. This is the commemorative coin for the New York City Police Enforcement, okay? This will be the heads, right? The shield, that'll be tails. Mamaroneck, this will be heads. The shield is heads. This will be tails. Okay? Clarkstown, you are the visiting team. Please, what is it you want? Tails. Tails is their call, Anthony. I'm going to flip it. Hopefully I do it with a good job. Okay, so that's a heads. It's okay. So, Mamaroneck, you won the toss. What would you like to do? Okay. Which goal would you like to defend? You want the ball, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want to defend that goal? Yes, sir. No, I'm sorry. You want the ball. Which goal do you want to defend? I'm sorry.
I want to defend that goal.
I want to defend that goal. Okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
First, and then we'll kick. So take hands down, but take hands. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Go, boys! Let's go! Dark side up there!
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Elijah Ware, I'm Charlie McGraw, and Mamaroneck won the toss, but they deferred, so they'll give it to Clarkstown North's high-powered offense with 21 points against a good North Rockland team, and then 42 against Ramapo, and 47 last week against Suffern, a Suffern team that beat Mamaroneck in 27-23 in comeback fashion in week 2. And then it'll be taken by Clarkstown North on a touchdown saving tackle as it was fumbled, but after he was down on the return by Clarkstown North.
He almost broke that one, Charlie.
That was returned by the Dominic Calavito. And nearly did. He got it at the 20, taking the kick from Kevin Santos. And he took it all the way to the 45.
Yeah, so Jake Katz of Clarkstown leads the team. He's a 6'6" quarterback, 205 pounds. Let's see if Mamaroneck can hold up against this passing attack when they go to pass the first play.
And then we'll have a penalty on the first play. False start against Clarkstown North, so that'll push him back to the 40. It'll be 1st and 15. And that was it. Not 100% sure who made the tackle. There were a couple guys in there, but that was a touchdown saving tackle for Mamaroneck.
Yeah, I think Mamaroneck really has to get after the quarterback today. Try to, get in the backfield and make some disruption to throw off Clarkstown. Clarkstown boasting a 3-0 record.
Not only that, they were dominant in their last 2 wins, 47-0 against Suffern, as we mentioned, who beat Mamaroneck, and that's run. And a good tackle in the open field by Flato. Michael Flato takes down the running back, Dupree Darden, so both number 21s on that play, and it'll be a 4-yard gain. Actually, no, because of the penalty, it'll be a 9-yard gain.
Right.
2nd and 6 after the false start on the 1st and 15, and that's a good way for Clarkstown North to get back most of the
yards,
even more of it.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd and 6, and it'll be an end around, and looked like they had him in the backfield, but instead Eric Maurer with the run for the first down. So Mamaroneck was next to him in the backfield, but it looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
So the Mamaroneck gets a huge break, as it looked like he got the first down, but instead he stepped out of bounds on the complete opposite, about 25-30 yards away from us on straight where we are. But
yeah, Eric Maurer was showing some great speed. At least he didn't get too many yards, but he at least made it to the sideline.
Well, it was huge for Mamaroneck because they it looked like they had the first down, and they stopped it. They give it to Darden, and he's stopped in the backfield by Chris Machoba, and it'll be a no gain, so it'll be 4th and 4 on the huge tackle by, actually 4th and 3, as it was 3rd and 3. Huge tackle by Chris Machoba, and they're gonna go for it.
Yeah, that's a huge stop by Mamaroneck to start the game, gain some momentum and some confidence.
Excuse me, they'll punt, sorry. And it'll be Mike Diatori, the punter.
Then returned by Barbie Bobby Bizzard.
Just Bizzard back there. Sometimes we see two returners from Mamaroneck. A high, good kick, and Bizzard with the fair catch. And unlike last week where he fumbled it against Mount Vernon, but it was recovered by Mamaroneck and it nearly led to it. The game being tied, he'll be able to make the fair catch at the 19, and that's where Tommy Dillon and Mamaroneck will take over.
Yeah, Clarkstown only giving up 12 points per game on average. Let's see if Mamaroneck can move the ball, grind out some clock, and get some good field position to put themselves in position for a couple scores.
But this is a defense that you talked about on the opening, and that has been good from Clarkstown North.
Yeah,
with their 12-point average.
Yeah.
They gave up 14 against North Rockland, who's usually a powerhouse. Ramapo, they gave up 22.
And with the shutout last week against Suffern,
who scored 27 against Mamaroneck. Offsides on Clarkstown as Mamaroneck baits them. So a good start on the first two plays that Clarkstown committed a penalty on their first offensive play from scrimmage, false start, and now on the first defensive play from scrimmage, offsides.
Yeah, as we saw last week, penalties can be a killer for offense or defense.
Surprising from a 3-0 team to see that. And another penalty. This one is against the Tigers, false start. So 3 penalties in about 7 plays from scrimmage,
right?
Or 6 plays.
A minute and a half of game time.
Actually, just the 4 plays run.
Yeah.
Because even though it looked like Clarkstown, they actually never got that first down. So it was a 3 and out, even though they had good field position because of the penalty.
Saturday morning, let's see if these guys can get their brains working a little bit.
No, it's the afternoon, 1:30. Bizzard with the run. I think he carried the ball once against Mount Vernon last week, if he did. Can't even remember when he did carry it, but that's an end around, and Bizzard gets it, and a good play call as it'll be 2nd and 4 on the 6-yard run by him.
I think that's what Mamaroneck needs to do. They need to run the ball, get nickel and dime it a little bit, then go for that big shot down the field.
Line of scrimmage is now the 25 as it was on the 19. So yeah, 6-yard run for Bizzard on the end around. Offsides again, looks like. So that'll be a first down. Wow, 2 offsides by Clarkstown North. They're showing that they're blitzing, and if you're Coach Joe Trongone, you can't be happy with this. You already have committed 3 penalties, and we're 2 minutes and 6 seconds gone by. That's not good.
Yeah, that may be a part of Mamaroneck's game plan. You know, do a couple hard counts, get the defense off balance, and then catch them off guard with a quick count. Let's see if Coach Trongone can get his team under a little bit more control, a little more discipline.
And after the first down from the penalty, it'll be a handoff to Smith, and he'll get 2 yards. 3 yards as he muscles forward. So it'll be 2nd and 7 after getting the 3 yards, and it'll be from the own 34.
Clarkstown 3-0. Let's see if they can push their record to 4-0 today. They're one of the better teams in the section. So let's see. Also, let's see if Mamaroneck can prove themselves and even their record at 2-2.
Offsides again, but they didn't call it. As definite jumper in number 55, Jose Concepcion. I don't know how you missed that call. It would have made it 2nd and 1. Instead, they don't call it, and it's 3rd and 5. I mean, everyone saw it.
Yeah,
how do you not see it right on the field?
Yeah, despite that, the defense is still stifling and stuffing the run for Clarkstown thus far. They had a couple penalties that threw them off, but
Section 1 officials are known for their bad calls, so you never know.
Players play.
In every sport, basically. I remember playing in soccer, some of the calls the officials made against us when I was playing were really bad. But Dillon will get the snap shotgun, 3rd and 5. Mamaroneck looking to get the first down. Despite the no offsides call, he'll fumble, but he was down as it was picked up by Mamaroneck's Aiden French, but it didn't matter. So it'll be 4th and 4 as Dillon got a yard, and it'll be the punting team out in Chris Watroba.
Yeah, Watroba was practicing for about an hour his punts before the game, so let's see if he can get a good one off and keep the field position in good shape.
In this direction too, he was practicing.
Yeah.
But he was at the 50 when So they split the fields when the special teams guys first come out for both sides.
His first punt
and warm-ups. A good one. Hopefully the spiral, no, bad bounce. And it's fielded inexplicably by Clarkstown North. And wow, they'll return it 20, 25 yards. Usually you don't like your guy doing that, getting a wobbly punt like that. Instead, he'll get 25 yards and the coaches don't even give him high fives because they tell him that's a dangerous play.
Yeah, but great instinctive play by Ryan Cox. He came right to him, he took it, and he went with it. And made a good play for his team.
I think he just fielded it because he was afraid it was maybe going to hit him and bounce off him.
Yeah, he had no
because he was
choice.
right next to it. He took it, it bounced backwards. It was a good punt in the air, but it didn't get the good bounces. You could see that too. And Mamaroneck didn't. They should have looked to down it, and they should have because it wound up being returned. Instead, they didn't see the bounce of it, and they let it bounce, and it went to him. And for Clarkstown North, they got lucky as he returned it 20 yards. As he got it at about the 40 and took it to the 40, so that'll be a run for their running back Dupree Darden. Just a junior, but he's gotten all the carries so far. And it'll be second and 7 from the Mamaroneck 37. But
looking for Clarkstown to get their passing game going with 6'6" quarterback. See over the defense.
Again, they'll run it though. And it'll be Joseph O'Hara on his first carry. 3rd and 2 from the Mamaroneck 32. So we can see if Mamaroneck will get another big stop. They got one. And the tackle by Retrova for no gain on 3rd down on Clarkstown's first drive. Not the biggest crowd, but they're making a lot of noise for the defense here. And they will get the first down as Mamaroneck can't stop them 2 drives in a row on 3rd and short.
Yeah, Clarkstown's been running in between the tackles just about every play. Let's see if they're trying to set them up for that big play downfield.
Yeah, this would be a good call to right here on first down here, maybe throw it. But Dupree Darden sneaking by for a 4-yard gain, and they needed 2. And he got 4, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the Mamaroneck 28, and they'll hand it off to another runner, and it'll be a new runner, no, actually second run by Eric Moore, and he'll get a first down and more, about 15 yards for Moore, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Mamaroneck 14 as the running game from Clarkstown North is moving it. So maybe Mamaroneck, I mean, they're able to get film of the other teams. Either they go and get it or somehow. I know they study the other team during the week, but maybe they've been looking for passes and they've been running it.
Yeah.
As another run, Cats
simple
to Dupree.
Well, Dupree could have got outside on that one. Decided to cut it up.
Dupree Darden first, actually he'll get 2nd and 7, but he was tackled by Will Bruce on the outside. Actually 2nd and inches now. From the Mamaroneck 5. Knocking on the door with 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, 1st and goal for Clarkstown. See if Mamaroneck can hold up and get a stop.
Yeah, they gave him that inches call. They made it 1st and goal. And Cats, they'll go to the run again to Darden, and Darden will be stopped at the 2. So 2-yard gain. A host of tacklers led by Connor McGuire. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3 as they spotted him a yard less than it looked like.
Mamaroneck needs to dig in deep on this goal line and get a big stop to hold up for the team, get the offense back on the field.
Man in motion, and it'll be an end around, and it'll be an easy touchdown on the end around to Moore. So a 3-yard sweep run by Moore, and it'll be 6-0 with the extra point to come for Clarkstown North as they strike first with 4 minutes and 17 seconds left here in this first quarter.
Clarkstown putting up 47 points last week. Their offense, they like to pass the ball a lot, but so far, they've been doing it with the run.
On for the extra point will be Mike Diatori And the snap and the hold is good. Pretty high kick, and it's good before it could dip to the right. So it'll be 7-0 Clarkstown. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Elijah Ware. I'm Charlie McGraw. And kicking off will be Mike Diattore following his extra point that made it 7-0 Clarkstown North following the Eric Moore 3-yard sweep run.
Bobby Bizzard back to return.
And Shane Smith. And it's got to be fielded by Smith at the 2. And Clarkstown North, he has nowhere to go, but he goes to the corner and gets to the 12, a perfect run, and we'll have a penalty as well.
First down, Tigers.
Maybe a hold or a block in the back. Good job by Bizzard to make something out of nothing. At least get back to the 12.
He fielded it on the 2. He couldn't let it bounce. Looked like he might have touched it too. So if he had touched it, he wouldn't have been able to take it out.
Yeah.
They called an illegal block in the back and didn't see anything, but
Yeah.
There's no one there!
There goes those referees you're talking about once again.
Penalty on the Tigers. Going back after the kick to the goal line. First down.
well, last week as LMC Varsity Sports producer Rob Moretti, who missing his only game in a long time because he's at a wedding right now, although he set us up, and it's his birthday, the big 3-0. Happy birthday, Rob.
Shout out, Rob.
Yeah, so, but he and I were discussing how Mamaroneck did get a huge break. Is they had like a 65-yard run for Mount Vernon that would have tied the game last week at 7. No, actually, they would have took the lead 7-0. It was in the second quarter, and it was for a hold, and it was there was no hold in the area. Like there was. So Mamaroneck got a break there.
Phantom call.
On that, yeah. As there was, looking at the replay, he saw no hold, and initially calling it, I didn't really see one either. But
Maybe some of the referees, you know,
couple,
trying to help out their alma maters.
No, I think they're just. I mean, Section 1 referees are notoriously bad. So I mean, that's why they're reffing high school sports. If they were better refs, they would be at the college or higher level.
The front line from Mamaroneck really needs to start getting a push.
As Smith ran for just 1 yard, it'll be 3rd and 6 on their own 10 following that block in the back penalty. But it's this is a big play here because if you don't make this, you got to punt out of your own end zone, and you saw what happened on that last punt.
Right. And then he won't punt it. Probably won't punt it past the 50. So
No.
Clarkstown will be starting on their side of the field.
Again.
Right.
Last drive they scored. Looked like he was going to pass. Instead, he flips to Smith, and Clarkstown North had it played perfectly. So it'll be 4th and 5, 4th and 6 from the Tiger 10, and they'll punt, obviously. And
big tackle by Ryan Cox.
Again, right?
Yeah. He's making plays today.
Chris Watroba will have it. Actually, oh no, Cox had that big return on that punt where it looked like he shouldn't have fielded it, but by returning it, he gave him much better field position. They're able to march for the score. So they'll have the 3 blockers in front of Watroba, and he'll get the punt, and nobody will rush him. And the spin is good, and it'll be a nice play by Eric Moore, as that one was going to bounce in Mamaroneck's favor. Instead, he calls for the fair catch. They might have got 10, 15 more yards, as he'll get a 37-yard punt.
Yeah, smart play by Moore, saving his team about 10, 15 yards. And I see it, they tried to get him going on offense.
They punted from the 10 and went to the 47, so 37-yard punt. But that could have punted 10, 15 yards in their favor, because the last one went 10, 15, 10 yards not in their favor.
Penetrate, D-line, penetrate.
See if Mamaroneck can pick up their intensity. I see a lot of guys with their hands on their hips. See if they can pick it up.
Clarkstown North will hand off, and that is Moore again, and he is off, untouched, 47 yards, and it's 13-0 Clarkstown North.
Hit a quitter. It's like we just said, they're going to get him going on offense now, and there he goes. Eric Moore.
We saw the sweep runs and we saw the nice play. He set it up by catching it at the. Nobody touched him there, right up the middle. Perfect blocking by the offensive line. And it's already 13-0. This next possession from Mamaroneck is huge because you gotta get some plays. You gotta work the clock a little. And if you give Clarkstown North the ball back quick and they have good field position, and you're down 3 touchdowns, could be lights out. That one is good, right down the middle for Diatori, and Clarkstown North leads 14-0. The 3-0 Rams looking every bit of that here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, alongside Elijah Ware, I'm Charlie McGraw. Our cameramen are Gary Francois, Sean Kelly, and Kevin Duarte. This one will be fielded by Smith at the 18, and he'll run around the end. He's got room. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, and he'll be knocked out of bounds by Clarkstown North. Actually, the official got it right because he stepped out of bounds at the 35, and that's where he'll spot it as he was pushed out of about the 31. But nonetheless, a great return, and Mamaroneck has perfect field position, and that is huge for the Tigers.
Yeah, that definitely may be the shot in the arm they need to get some momentum going and bring the team back from a 14-point deficit early. I would like to see Mamaroneck pass the ball, try to get it over the top of the defense, and they're in the shotgun. So let's see. Here we go.
And they will. Dylan has a man. He leads him too far as the defender had it played perfectly. Did Diatori, intended for Flato.
I like the idea though. It hit him on the fingertips. Just a little bit more accurate pass. That's a touchdown. So I think that's what they need to do.
It looks like we have a penalty. Elijah, it was a late call, a roughing the passer, as the flag was thrown on the far side.
Right.
The field was blocked out, but nonetheless, a huge call for Mamaroneck. And Clarkstown North, they gotta be careful. That's their 5th penalty.
Yeah. That just all goes back to discipline. So
and that's the biggest penalty of the day too. 10-yard roughing the passer, 1st and 10.
Put him Mamaroneck in striking distance right now.
And it'll be a sack for Dylan at the line of scrimmage as he's stopped immediately.
Yeah, Mamaroneck running some misdirection, trying to get Clarkstown off balance. And see if they could get a nice play action on this play, try to get another shot to the end zone. I feel as though Mamaroneck has to take, just about every play, try to take a shot to the end zone if they want to stay in this game and keep up, you know?
And the official blows it dead because there's a loose towel on the field from the last play. And this one is completed from Dylan, and that'll be close to the 1st down marker by Charlie Parkinson as he is gang tackled in that spot where he was initially hit. I thought it was a little further up, but they only gave him 5 yards. I thought he maybe had 7 or 8. So it'll be 3rd and 5.
See, and this is how you start to set up the defense. Now they're looking for the quick hitch, fake it, give them a nice pump fake, go to the end zone. Let's see what Coach Anthony Vita has in store in this play.
Yeah, Coach Vitti here, we'll see what he draws up. He has a man and he completes it. Nice catch from Parkinson's brother, Matt. That'll be 1st down. Move those chains. 1st and goal, Tigers. Huge play here.
Huge play.
A nice catch by Matt Parkinson.
Yeah. With 19 seconds to go in the 1st, huge play by Mamaroneck.
I would say try and get a play on this side because you're marching.
Right.
And they got 10 seconds to do so. They'll switch fields at the end of the quarter. But you got the momentum on this side of the field.
Right.
Let's see, and they will get the snap off. Dylan, man in motion. Dylan gets the snap, hands it. At the buzzer, Smith towards the end zone.
He's close.
And he got everything but the touchdown, and it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. as they'll switch sides, and we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Start of the second quarter. A great finish to the first from Mamaroneck.
This is Elijah Ware alongside Charlie McGraw, and Mamaroneck is within striking distance at the start of the second quarter. Huge stop by Clarkstown. Number 52, CJ. Number 52, Santino Crespo on the stop alongside a couple other of his teammates. It seems as though Mamaroneck has really found a soft spot within Clarkstown's defense, driving the ball down the field, getting a good field position now within striking distance.
It was the first run of the game for Tim Summer, and Clarkstown North hadn't played perfectly.
Yeah. Mamaroneck has got down here with the pass. Now at the goal line, it's a little harder to pass the ball with less room. Now timeout by Coach Vitti. Wants to talk things over with his team.
So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports.
Back here, LMC TV alongside Charlie McGraw. An unknown penalty where Charlie and I are baffled. We don't know what's going on.
He signaled it, but barely. That's about the third or fourth bad call by the officials against Mamaroneck. It's unfortunate because Mamaroneck has enough trouble with the good Clarkstown North team.
Right.
They more or less need calls in their favor, but at least a fair call game, they have a better shot. With all these calls, and Dillon,
And Tommy Dillon takes off.
and he's going towards the end zone, and he will look like he got it across, but the official
he says
again
down
with
at
the
the
bad
one.
call, as it looked like he put it across the line for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Instead, Mamaroneck is getting no breaks here. They need all the calls they can get against this great team, and the officials are really not helping them.
Yeah, if you're Coach Vitti, you have to go for it here. Field goal won't do too much good. You have to go for the score to keep your team in it and keep the hopes high for your team. Let's see what Tommy Dillon. Let's see if he can get a nice quarterback sneak in. They're right there on the brink of scoring, and now stoppage by the referee. We have an injury going. Who's number 21?
We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports.
Back here, LMC TV Varsity Sports. Mamaroneck is on the brink of scoring, getting into the end zone. Clarkstown is holding strong on 4th and inches. Mamaroneck pushes through, and we have a touchdown by Mamaroneck, their first score of the game. They finally break the ice and get into the end zone. Score 14-6. Clarkstown still up. Let's see if Mamaroneck can convert this extra point and make it a ball game. A big score by Mamaroneck, keeping their momentum going, especially after Clarkstown holding their last opponent to 0 points last week. And the extra point is good by Mamaroneck to cut the score in half, 14-7. We'll be right back. LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back, LMC TV Varsity Sports, as Mamaroneck prepares to kick off for the second time today after their first score. We have Eric Maurer and Joseph O'Hara back to return. As number 15, Kevin Santos goes to kick off for Mamaroneck. Kevin Santos kicks off, and it'll be Joseph O'Hara returning. He returns it from the 8. Cuts back, and he's stopped. We have a flag on the play, another flag.
These guys love to throw the laundry.
And we have a hold on Clarkstown, about their 5th or 6th penalty of the day. Penalties piling up for Clarkstown.
And that favor Mamaroneck's getting the benefit of the doubt, as a lot of penalties called on Clarkstown North.
Definitely. Let's see if Mamaroneck can take advantage of the bad field position for Clarkstown. Get a stop. Get them to punt the ball, keep the ball on their side of the field, and get another score to even the score of 14 apiece before the half. Although we still have 10 minutes to go. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line, 13-yard line.
Make some noise
for Clarkstown. Mamaroneck defense looking pretty excited after offense gets in the end zone. And a quick handoff from number 8, Jake Katz, to his running back, Dupree Darden, for a pickup of about 5 on the play. I still feel as though Clarkstown is trying to set up Mamaroneck for that play down the field to expand the lead back to double digits.
I mean, we thought that, but I thought we would have seen it earlier in that first drive where they scored. But all they've done is run.
Yeah.
And when you have a tall quarterback like that, it looks like he could throw. It's crazy.
Yeah, and in the pregame, he was throwing the ball. I mean,
they haven't thrown once.
Right.
All they've done is
they tried it once. Remember, it was they called it back. It was a false start when they did the play action. But now,
but they weren't able. They didn't show it, so technically it could have been a late run or something.
Yeah, that's true too.
The false start, they stopped it before it got there.
Another run by Darden.
He got it, just.
And he gets the first down.
Just.
About a half yard.
Right around the first down marker.
It's a first.
Darden having a field day along with Eric Maurer running on the Mamaroneck defense. The defensive line for Mamaroneck, they're holding as strong as they can. They need the linebackers to fill those gaps and to make some plays at the line of scrimmage to hold the Clarkstown offense. As Clarkstown continues to run the ball, bruising. And there's another run, misdirection and another flag on the play.
Got to be holding, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, probably. Looks like holding on Clarkstown. I see the call by the referee. Holding on Clarkstown.
Holding against Clarkstown on the
And we have an injury on the field. It looks like number 2, Ryan Cox, is down on the field. We'll be right back, LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports alongside Charlie McGraw. It was actually William Bosson on the injury. The Tigers trailing the guests, Clarkstown Rams, 7-14. Now tries to get outside, but he's stopped by number 7, Charlie Parkinson, on the big stop in the backfield. It's about a loss of 5 for Clarkstown as a second down, and 7 for Clarkstown.
17.
17.
As a loss of 7. That's a huge play, but
Yeah.
too bad for Mamaroneck it wasn't on like a second or third down.
Yeah.
But it'll give Clarkstown. But
And the first pass of the game goes to number 15, Joseph O'Hara. Everyone's looking for a flag, and there it goes. Late hit.
good job by the back judge, as he was 20 yards back and he saw it, and that's why he threw the flag late, even though the other official was right in front of it and he didn't see it. The back judge came out of nowhere and saw it, and that's a huge play because that was a dirty late hit by Eric Mora, number 4, who has the 2 touchdowns. He shoved in a Mamaroneck player out of bounds after the play was well over.
Yeah, I think that was just an aggression play by Eric Mora. I don't think he was trying to hurt anyone.
No, it was a late block though.
Yeah.
After the play was dead. Right, it wasn't dirty. It was more right, it was more a little
just an aggression play.
It just wasn't smart. It was just like
exactly.
Wasn't thinking more than dirty.
Eric Moore, despite that, having a great game, scoring a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, and making big plays for his team. We'll be right back, LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back, LMC TV Varsity Sports. After the penalty by Clarkstown, Eric Moore, it's 3rd and 15. As Clarkstown goes to run, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage by number 52, CJ O'Nelly from Mamaroneck, and Clarkstown brings in the punting team. Big stop by Mamaroneck, Charlie.
Huge stop, and that was a huge penalty on the late hit.
Yeah.
As it was it would have been 3rd and maybe, I think he would have been just short, like 3rd and 2, and instead it was 3rd and 16 or 17, 15-yard penalty. So Bobby Bizzard is back to receive the punt from Diorti, and Mamaroneck's about to get the ball with a chance to tie it at 14.
Mamaroneck will start with great field position as number 1 Bobby Bizzard calls a fair catch at the 44-yard line.
Huge play by Bizzard on that fair catch, because that might have went 15 yards back to be on the 40. Instead, it'll be 1st and 10 on the 45 of Clarkstown North. And a good play by Bizzard, as that was also a little wobbly kick.
Yeah. So Mamaroneck takes over at the 45 on their side of the field with good field position.
Here we go, offense. Let's go, Tigers!
Let's see if Coach Vitti decides to throw the ball some more to try to even the score at 14 apiece. 6:51 to go in the second quarter. He starts off with a run. With a big run by Shane Smith on first down. Putting his team in great field position to get the first down. Now it's 2nd and 4. As Mamaroneck calls in the play. Mamaroneck stays in the shotgun formation, having Clarkstown's defense off balance. And he hands it off to Shane Smith again. Not as much as last time, but about a gain of 2 on the play. 3rd and 1 on the play. As Mamaroneck huddles up to get back to the first down. 14-7, 6 minutes to go in the first half. Clarkstown leading Mamaroneck as Mamaroneck is marching down the field for the game-tying score. And first down on a pickup of 4 on the play by Tommy Dillon. The junior quarterback, who's trying to lead his team to an upset victory over Clarkstown. Mamaroneck stays in the shotgun formation, looking to keep the Clarkstown defense off balance, and Coach Vitti calls the timeout. We'll be right back at LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back at LMC TV Varsity Sports. Elijah Ware alongside Charlie McGraw here at Mamaroneck High School. The Tigers trailing guests Clarkstown Rams 14-7. As Tommy Dillon goes back to pass and the flag comes out on the pass interference by number 24, Mike Vittori.
Why does he think he has a case? He clearly tripped.
Oh, he may be
Tanner
taking incidental
Conlon.
contact. Yeah, that too. Or incidental contact as well.
I mean, his only argument could be uncatchable.
And the flag is waved off.
He tripped him as they picked it up because they're going to say it's uncatchable, even though the ball was in the area. I mean, he tripped him. It was.
If he didn't trip him, he
Looked like it was catchable.
Go back to Clarkstown!
That's another couple steps he could have took to actually make the ball catchable. So
It's
the
a clear-
flag is waved off.
They let a high school junior, a high school senior, and Diatori talk him into picking it up.
Right.
That's not.
Another questionable call.
Mamaroneck can definitely send this tape into Section 1 athletics. But the only problem is I don't think they have enough guys because nobody really wants to be a ref, so a high school ref.
And that's a fumble.
It is, but
goes
luckily it
out of
goes out of bounds.
21, Michael Plato.
Interesting play call by Coach Vitti.
I think Flato was in the wrong spot, according to Coach Vitti just yelled at him.
I mean, it should have been out a little further so he can run down the sideline for a first down, if not more. Ball spotted. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line of Clarkstown.
And the refs are getting it from the Mamaroneck fans as they should be.
Everyone's a little antsy today. It's a hot September day. No one's used to it.
By my count, they're up to about 7 or 8 calls against Mamaroneck. And Dylan, nice pass.
And it's dropped. Great play by Mike Vittori.
Going back,
Big
that's
play.
a huge play that, I mean,
a
now
huge
they're
play.
going to punt. And That's a huge play. I mean, he tripped him. They were going to say it was uncatchable, but it looked catchable.
Yeah, Eric Moore back to receive the punt.
Because he tripped him. It was incidental. It wasn't his, it was incidental, but I mean accidental. Timeout, Clarkstown North. We'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports.
We're back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports. 5 minutes to go in the first half. The Tigers trailing the Rams 14-7 as Mamaroneck goes to kick to Eric Maurer and the Rams. Eric Maurer had a big return earlier as number 24, Chris Petrova, goes to punt. And it's a low punt, and it rolls into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback as Clarkstown will start at their 20-yard line on their next drive. Clarkstown has been running the ball all day, Charlie. Or do you think they're going to start passing the ball soon, or are you still looking for the run?
I mean, they made that one pass where they called it back because of the penalty, and I think they'll stay with the run. Team that has run most of this season.
Mamaroneck is doing a great job of staying in the game. This was to be a one-sided affair as Clarkstown was highly favored in the matchup. Mamaroneck's played tough so far. There's another run up the middle by Clarkstown's number 21, Dupree Darden, for a pickup of 4 on the play. Clarkstown hasn't utilized their 6'6" quarterback, Jake Katz, thus far in the passing game. It's been a running affair. Clarkstown's been moving the ball steadily with their run game. So there's no point in really opening it up too much. What they're doing is working. As Jake Katz hands it off to Dupree once again. And it's a pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 4 on the play. As Clarkstown has 4 yards to gain for another first down to keep their drive going.
Huge third down here, huge.
Yeah. Probably more so for Mamaroneck. They can get this stop, they can get the ball back and try to get another score before halftime.
And they'll get the ball to start the second half after they deferred.
Right.
And he'll get the first down.
A great run by Eric Maurer as he twists and turns his way to another Clarkstown first down.
They had him too. They had him wrapped, and he got through it.
Yeah, great run by Eric Maurer. He's been all over the field today, making big plays. He had that one penalty that cost his team, but other than that, he's played superb. This Clarkstown lines up in the same formation, the wing T formation once again, as Joseph O'Hare goes in motion. And it's a run by Ryan Cox as he gets to the 45-yard line. And another Clarkstown first down. Clarkstown is really moving the ball with their running game today, Charlie.
Huge the running game, yeah. That's what they've been doing. And since the other play was negated, all their yards have been gained on the after that penalty. It was
Joseph O'Hare gains 4 yards on the play out of the split back formation.
The catch was negated, so the everything has been gained on the ground.
Right.
Since that catch didn't count because of that penalty on the unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, gain of 4 on the play by Joseph O'Hare in his first carry of the game.
And the run will work effectively to the point here where basically if they can run it down and they get a score, not, they won't give Mamaroneck much time as they get another first down on their run.
Yeah, great strategy by Coach Joe Trangone.
My defense!
As his team is eating up clock and forcing their way down the field with the run game. As the clock continues to run. Jake Katz comes in with the play call and the play is blown dead. Timeout by Mamaroneck. We'll be right back as the score is 14-7. Clarkstown leading Mamaroneck with 2 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the first half. We'll be right back. LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports. Elijah Ware alongside Charlie McGraw as Clarkstown leads the Mamaroneck Tigers 14-7 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. As another run by Eric Moore, and he is going to go easily and walk into the end zone for another Clarkstown score.
Second time that he was scores untouched.
Yeah.
It's the last run. He had the run of 47 yards, and now he has a 43-yard touchdown run untouched. And he also had the 3-yard sweep touchdown run. Right. So the Rams take a 20-7 lead with the extra point pending from Mike D'Attore.
Yeah, big 45-yard run by number 4, Eric Maurer, as he's been all over the field today. As Clarkstown lines up for the extra point. And the extra point is good by Clarkstown's kicker, number 24, Mike D'Attore. We'll be right back, LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here live, LMC TV Varsity Sports, as Clarkstown just expanded their lead 21-7 over Mamaroneck on a 45-yard run by Eric Maurer. As Mike D'Attore goes to kick off to number 1 of Mamaroneck, Bobby Bizzard. And it'll be number 8, Shane Smith on the return. As he gets a nice return on the play up to the 40-yard line, giving this team great field position to start their 2-minute drive to try and get a score before the end of the half.
There could have been a late hit too, as coming in late on the play, I think it was D'Attore or Matt Gavin, and they kind of jumped on him a little. But I think it was such a weak hit that they didn't call it a late hit. Right. Smith, that was a nice play by Smith to jump up and catch that.
Yeah,
if that gets by him, there could be trouble again, like it was last time. And he returns about 25, 26 yards to the 41. And when you only have 1:47 left and I think 1 timeout, because they used at least 1, I think they might have used 2. You need good field position. Then Dylan makes the pass to Matt Parkinson, and Parkinson will go to the outside, and Parkinson will get out at the 33 for the first down. And a huge play, Elijah.
Yeah, huge play by Matt Parkinson, especially getting out of bounds to save some clock and put his team in great field position to score.
And 1:35 still left. You get out of bounds, stop the clock, as you said, huge, and you get it to the 33. That's a started on the 42, so 25.
Yeah, this is a huge possession for Mamaroneck, as they'll get the ball back to start the second half. So let's see if they get a score here, then be able to even the score in the second half.
Oh, a late holding call. I agree, though. It looked like it might have been a holding, and it will be. And it'll be 10-yard penalty from the spot, so it'll move it to 1st and 17 from the Clarkstown North 44.
Yeah, huge mistake by Mamaroneck, as time will run off the clock.
Well, I think with the penalty, it stops it in high school. Well, we'll see.
Usually, I thought it would be like a 10-second runoff or something. Usually.
1st and 15.
Either way, huge mistake by Mamaroneck, costing the team 10 yards.
1st and 17 as it occurred 3 yards after the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
It's right on the play, but it was a little late call because it was thrown in after. And now the clock will run when it's respotted.
It's Tommy Dillon sends Matt Parkinson in motion as he goes
now
for another pass, going to the opposite side of the field. And big tackle by Clarkstown, keeping them in bounds to keep the clock rolling.
Just a 3-yard gain, too. It'll be 2nd and 15 now.
As Mamaroneck still has another 40 yards to go before they can get into the end zone with a minute left and the clock still ticking. And Tommy Dillon gets the play call from Coach Vitti as Mamaroneck looks to keep marching down the field and get a score before the end of the half.
And Smith is on the sidelines, too, your key running back, and you put in Tim Summer. And
another timeout by Mamaroneck as they use the last timeout of the half. We'll be right back as Clarkstown leads the Mamaroneck Tigers 21-7. LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here at LMC TV Varsity Sports as Mamaroneck lines up on his 2nd down to go and score. As Tommy Dillon goes back to pass, he scrambles, but he is going to be sacked by number 2, Ryan Cox on the play. A loss of 5 or 6 on the play.
You don't, like you said, you don't want to give them the ball back.
Yeah.
But
And
they
that
said
wastes
they
a
were,
lot
he
of
was
time
down
for
before,
Mamaroneck.
though. 24. I think they're just going to run one last play here.
Yeah.
They will. Here on
A
third.
Hail
and
Mary
15.
heave to the end zone. And maybe a little trickery by Coach Vitti.
They have run trickery before, so wouldn't be surprising.
Same formation from Mamaroneck. Tommy Dillon gets the snap. He passed it. Number 21, Michael Fattah, and he fumbles.
I think he fumbled on purpose.
And that'll be the end of the half. And that's the end of the half. Clarkstown leading Mamaroneck 21-7. As Mamaroneck heads to the half of the field. This is LMC TV Varsity Sports. Elijah Ware alongside Charlie McGraw. We're back here, LMC TV Varsity Sports, the start of the second half with guest Clarkstown leading the Mamaroneck Tigers 21-7. As Clarkstown goes to kick off to start the second half, back receiving is Bobby Bizzard along with Shane Smith to start the second half. And the kick is off, and it'll be Bizzard returning. Bizzard makes a cut, and a good run, a good return by Bizzard up to the 37-yard line. And Clarkstown will take over.
About an 18-yard return. This first possession is a big one because from Mamaroneck trailing by 2 scores, you want to, if they can't score, at least move the ball.
Right.
You know, take some time and at least get a couple first downs and stuff.
At least put your team in striking position.
And then make sure that if you give the ball up, that you don't give Clarkstown the ball on your side of the field again or close to it.
Right. Let's see what adjustments Coach Vitti made at halftime to put the team in position to win. As he comes out with the pass on the first play and it's incomplete. Quarterback Tommy Dillon looking for Shane Smith on the first play.
Just a little low.
Yeah, a little low.
He was also covered well by.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line of the Mamaroneck Tigers as they start the second half with an incompletion. It looks as if Coach Vitti is looking to throw the ball a lot more this half in order to get some quick strikes and get his team back into the game immediately. And this one is a handoff, a reverse to Bobby Bizzard, and he is stopped for a loss of 1 on the play. As it'll be 3rd down and 11. Stopped by number 2, Ryan Cox. And number 30, Matt Gavin for Clarkstown. As Mamaroneck is quick to the line. As they run a trips formation to the right side of the field. Tommy Dillon rolls out and he's looking down the field. He's rolling. He will be sacked by number 75, Timothy Amili for Clarkstown.
Looks like Dillon is a little more hesitant to throw, although no one was really open. Because last week he had 2 interceptions and the first one was on the first play of the game, so he's being more conservative throwing it up, which is, I mean,
as a quarterback,
there you could have thrown it because the only guy who was down the field was about 40 yards. So even if you throw an interception, that's probably where they'll get the ball off the punt now.
Right.
So,
and the dangerous Eric Moore, who already has a couple touchdowns on the day, is back to return the punt.
Nice punt by Westrova. And it takes a Mamaroneck bounce, a very nice Mamaroneck bounce. Very nice. So it's actually good he didn't throw it up and they possibly intercepted it. Huge fun as that was from their own 30, 30, and that would be about a 45-yard punt, 46-yard punt.
Yeah, Clarkstown to take over at their own 23-yard line.
A favorable first time they got that favorable bounce, because the other time it was fair caught and the other way it went the other way, and taking it was
I'll interested to see what adjustments the defense has made.
Clarkstown
was constantly running through the middle of the defense on Mamaroneck. So let's see if Mamaroneck can shore up that middle. Two for us. And the first play is up the middle to number 4, Eric Maurer,
who has 3 touchdown runs on a sweep, 47-yard touchdown run that you were saying was up the middle, and he went untouched, which is crazy. The route he took to get untouched because of the perfect blocking, and then his other one was untouched as well, 43 yards.
Clarkstown with the gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Rams as they line up in a split back formation. And it's up the middle once again. This time, the run goes to Dupree Darden, the 5'10" running back for Clarkstown. It'll be 3rd and 4 on the play. As Clarkstown looks for their first down of the second half. And Mamaroneck, the crowd is getting into it, and they want a 3rd down stop in this play, Charles. The carry goes to Joseph O'Hara as he breaks free and he's running down the sideline. It's a foot race. He's outrunning number 18 and he is gone for the score. 70 yards for Joseph O'Hara.
And first touchdown by Clarkstown North's team other than Eric Maurer, as Joseph O'Hara with the first touchdown of the day scored by anyone else besides Maurer, who already has 3 touchdowns. And they take a 3-touchdown lead with that, as that was, what was it there? It was 3rd and 4?
Yeah.
So that was a 64, because they were on like the 37,
yeah.
like 64-yard touchdown run. Biggest run of the day. And he was basically untouched too. How about the dominance of this offensive line from Clarkstown North?
Yeah.
They're just dominating, opening up holes for their runners. Yeah. They have some real big guys, but they're not huge. But they're
and their backs are hitting the hole with force. Even if the hole isn't there, they're hitting it, and when it is there, they're gone.
Going untouched, and we see why they're 3-0.
So the score is 28-7 with Clarkstown scoring and expanding their lead by 21 points. We'll be back, LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're back here live at Mamaroneck High School. Elijah Ware alongside Charlie McGraw, Sean and Kevin on the cameras. Clarkstown just expanded their lead by 21 points with a 64-yard run by Joseph O'Hara to start the second half.
And Gary, too, is on the camera. Gary Francois, Sean Kelly, not the pitcher, and Kevin Duarte. As Shane Smith will take the kick, 33 yards, and basically the best coverage, as Mamaroneck got it past the 35 on all the kick returns there. It's now to the 33, so they'll start. And
let's see if Mamaroneck can get a big score on their second possession of the half to get back in the game and hopefully get another stop and another score to get themselves within striking distance again. That was a big play by Clarkstown on their last possession, getting the score and expanding their lead early in the second half. Really deflating the Mamaroneck crowd.
offside?
And is that offsides on Clarkstown?
Might have been.
The side judge calls an offsides on Clarkstown. And they'll mark off 5 yards. And it'll be 1st and 5 from Mamaroneck, giving them a shorter distance to go to get that first down. Mamaroneck, on their first possession, tried to go to the air a few times. Let's see if they keep that strategy going. As Coach Tom Vitti really was urging his team at halftime to push harder and play smart. And we have another offsides.
2 guys. That'll be a first down, so that's a gift.
That's about the 8th or 9th penalty on Clarkstown in this game.
And about the 5th or 6th offside.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
So that'll be a first down for Mamaroneck as they get 10 free yards to start their second possession of the second half.
For a 3-0 team, they lack a lot of discipline. 3-0 on their way to 4-0.
Nice run!
But Mamaroneck still got a shot in this game. The only thing against them is they're down by 3 touchdowns and stuff. And there's 8:40 to go in the third quarter. They still have a little time, but not a lot. They can't make any mistakes. Basically, they have to play a perfect game to come back here.
Yeah, 8-yard run by Shane Smith on their first real play of their second possession of the half. As they're quick to the line once again, as Tommy Dillon is instructing his team in the shotgun formation. And he hands it off once again. It's a fumble, and it's recovered by Clarkstown. And Clarkstown will take over at their own 49-yard line with great field position to get another score.
And it was recovered by Brian Plastide, and it wasn't even forced by anybody, as it was Dylan handed it off to Smith, and he just misbobbled it and went right through his hands.
I think it may have been an option play, and he wasn't sure if he was going to hand it to him or not.
And Brian Plastide with the fumble recovery, not caused by anybody, and like we said, they can't make any mistakes, and that's a big one.
Yeah. Huge mistake by Mamaroneck giving the ball back after getting a first down. Clarkstown to the line. And he's back to pass as he throws it deep. And it is incomplete.
Good call by the officials. He almost did.
Yeah.
That's the athleticism by the man who has 3 touchdowns already.
Another great call by the officials, right, Charlie?
No, that wasn't. Actual good call. But it took them a second. They had to look at each other and decide. It was obvious it hit the turf.
Right.
And that was a play that if they somehow called it in the NFL or college, they would review it.
Yeah.
But
speaking of the turf, what a beautiful field Mamaroneck has.
yeah, this is new. Well, it's like 8 years, 7 or 8 years old.
Another run up the middle for 6-yard gain, 7-yard gain.
Yeah, it's a lot different than the Rye-Neck field, as they have that grass.
Yeah.
They're one of the only Section 1 teams that still have a grass field, Rye-Neck.
Come on, hold them, guys. Tigers.
7-yard gain by Dupree Darden on the play. As Clarkstown continues to pound the ball in between the tackles. This time a misdirection to Eric Maurer as he's close to the first down. He'll come up about a half-yard short. And it'll be 4th down and inches to go for Clarkstown. As Mamaroneck looks to dig in deep and get this stop to keep their team within the game. You know it's going up the middle again. This is all Gus, and it's a quarterback sneak by the 6'6" quarterback, Jake Katz, and he'll have enough for the first down. First down by Jake Katz, using his 6'6" frame to stretch across the first down marker and get the first down. In comes number 24, Mike Dettori at receiver. Eric Maurer in motion, and he goes to throw, and he has an open receiver. And it is caught by Mike Dettori as he came in for receiver.
The flag down, flag
There's
down.
a flag.
Holding, that's coming back. But what a beautiful pass for a team that doesn't throw the ball. Nice play, nice catch, but it's all for nothing as it's holding. The second time a completed pass, I don't think they've completed a pass that's counted because the 2 that they've completed hasn't counted.
Yeah, these penalties might not seem as though they're that important because they're playing teams that they're blowing out. But once the playoffs start, these penalties could really haunt a team like Clarkstown. As the referee marks off 10 yards, takes Clarkstown back to their own 45-yard line. That's a big penalty for Clarkstown, as it makes it 1st and 21. 26.
Right? Yeah.
1st and 26. And another flag.
False start.
False start for Clarkstown. The penalties are piling up.
Close to 20 now, maybe 20. You think about 20, right?
Yeah. 20 penalties?
Yeah. Close to it, about 15.
Yeah.
But they could, if they at this pace, they're on pace for 20.
Yeah.
But they're still winning by 3 touchdowns.
Like you said earlier, Charlie, it's unexpected out of a 3-0 team. We expect them to be more disciplined than that. As quarterback Jake Katz comes in with the play, he's up to the line on 1st and 31. And it's a reverse to Eric Maurer, and he is stopped for a short gain as the Mamaroneck defense holds up on the first play of the drive. It'll be 2nd and back to 21 or 26 as Clarkstown has a lot of ground to make up after 3 penalties. Look for a pass from Clarkstown pretty soon so they can try to get this first down. And here it comes. It's a pass. And Eric Maurer catches the ball. Great catch up to the 49-yard line.
One-handed.
Yeah.
Reeled that in. Beckham-esque.
And it'll be 3rd and 22.
Wait, he reeled that into his other arm?
I believe this is 4-down territory for Clarkstown. If they can get it,
They might punt.
if they can get it past to the original first down marker, I think they'll go for it.
Oh yeah, but if they get stopped here, they'll punt. Up 3 scores.
And it's another handoff to O'Hara, and he won't come close to the first down marker as the punt team comes in from Clarkstown. Big stop by Mamaroneck to keep their team within striking distance with 4.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Down 21. In a football game, it's not too much. They can still come back. But it's gonna have to start now, Charlie.
Yeah, it's a huge. They'll have to score
Before the quarter's over, for sure, at the very least.
With Bobby Bizzard back to return the punt. And number 24,
a
Mike
bad
Vittori.
snap, and it's
and
nearly blocked.
Yeah. And it's a bad kick.
That's because the snap, a great play by Diatori. It was a the snap bounced to him. He was able to make the play, and he was able to avoid Connor Sundin, who should have blocked it because he was right there.
I think he was afraid he didn't want to run into the
He didn't want to run in or rough him. Well, if you run in, it's just a 5-yard penalty, but if you rough him, it's an automatic first down.
Right.
And Mamaroneck had a roughing the punter last week against Mount Vernon in their 2nd possession that
plagued them.
Yeah, so Mamaroneck will start their drive at their own 27, looking to get another score on the board and cut this lead in half once again. Quarterback Tommy Dillon is back once again in the shotgun formation. Let's see if Coach Vitti calls the pass once again. Try to get his team a quick score and get back into the game. And it's another run. And Shane Smith runs up the middle for a big gain. A gain of 18 yards on the play up to the 44-yard line. Big run by Shane Smith. Pickup of 18 on the play. And Mamaroneck seems to be moving with more of a sense of urgency, knowing their time is running short. And their comeback hopes. And it's another run up the middle, but this time it's a short gain for Shane Smith as the ball pops loose, but it's blown dead by the referees.
They have to have urgency. There's not much time.
There's only 3:30 to go in this quarter, and you're down 3 scores.
Right.
Who knows? They might not even get the ball 3 more times.
Yeah.
They probably,
Onside kicks, maybe.
Well,
Even that would put them in bad field position if they don't get it. So.
They have to score before the quarter's over.
Yeah. Tommy Dillon back to snap. And it's another run up the middle to Shane Smith, and he breaks it outside, and he is gone. He goes up the sideline, and he is stopped. And there's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play after the gain of 12 by Shane Smith. It looks like this one is. No way! Looks like this one may be coming back. And this one is coming back after the great effort by Shane Smith. And the fans are livid.
I think this is their first game ever reffing, because that's what it looks like out there. They have had some really bad calls. they've had a couple bad calls on both sides, but more against Mamaroneck for sure. But
when Mamaroneck needs playing a 3-0 team, everyone.
Correct yourself.
And the referee marks off 10 yards from the spot.
what were they discussing too?
And it'll be second down.
What were they?
11.
What do you think they were discussing?
You don't call it because the coach on the other side says so.
Maybe who was on. Who knows? Another questionable call by the referees. As it'll be second and 11 from Mamaroneck as they try to regain those yards that they just lost. After the great effort by Shane Smith. And it's another run up the middle. This time, it's number 33, Tim Summer.
He had the touchdown last week on a 1-yard run, and he's their power back, and it'll be a 3rd and 1. The only thing about that holding was it was like where it happened, so it just replayed it because it was 2nd and 10.
Right.
So now it's 3rd and 1.5. Yeah.
1-2. Mamaroneck's up to the line, trying to get his first down, keep this drive going to get another score to cut the lead in half. As Tommy Dillon takes the snap, it's a low snap, and he just runs it up the middle, and he gets the first down.
Huge play by Tommy Dillon as it was a low snap. It bounced a little, and then he just saw a little opening, so he got that huge first down.
And the Tigers still have a little life here with 2 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, he's up to the 45
They still have to.
line.
This is a must-score drive. If they don't score here, it's
not looking good.
It's basically over.
Yeah. Then they have to take their time with this possession as much as they can.
But not too much.
Yeah.
Because
they just really need a score here. They can't leave this possession without a score.
Right. And you want to do it before the
another
quarter's
run up
over,
the
but
middle.
that might not be
It's
possible.
another run by Tommy.
Tim Summer.
Tim Summer, excuse me. And another flag comes out by the referee, maybe a late hit. It looks like.
Where it was throwing, it had to be, right? It wasn't near the hold, so it wasn't a hold.
Oh, sideline warning on Clarkstown. So the flag is picked up. It won't be enforced. It's just a warning for Clarkstown.
Yeah, because their coach was out of a certain area.
Yeah.
The next one's a penalty.
So Tim got it up to the Clarkstown 27-yard line. And Mamaroneck is marching. Shotgun formation once again as Tommy Dillon is back. Hard count, he gets it off. It's a throw, and it is caught by number 24, Michael Flato. Number 21, Michael Flato. Excuse me, number 24, Chris Watoba on the catch. A gain of 4 on the play. As Mamaroneck is inching closer and closer to getting this score before the end of the quarter. As the final quarter is approaching with 45 seconds to go. Tommy Dillon back in the shotgun formation once again, and he hands it off to Shane Smith, but he will be stuffed by number 75, Timothy Ameli, along with the host of other Rams on the stop. As the third quarter is coming to a close with 25 seconds left to play, as Mamaroneck looks to get one more play off before the end of the quarter.
Obviously 4 down territory.
Yeah. As it is 3rd down and 7, as Mamaroneck looks for another first down to keep their drive going. And it is passed and caught by number 18, Tanner Conlon. And the third quarter comes to an end with Mamaroneck in striking distance.
Holding called against Mamaroneck. Another call.
And another hold on Mamaroneck.
Wow. So instead of 4th and 1, or maybe even, that would have been 4th and inches.
Yeah, so
it'll
it's
be
3rd and
7
long. Again.
No, it'll push him back. It'll be like 3rd and 17, because it was just 3rd and 7. And wherever the hold was, it's a 10-yard penalty.
Okay. So the third quarter comes to an end with the penalty on Mamaroneck as Clarkstown leads the Tigers 28-7. This is Elijah Ware with Charlie McGraw. We'll be right back. LMC TV, Varsity Sports.
Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Elijah Ware, I'm Charlie McGraw. fourth quarter starting from Mamaroneck following the holding penalty. It's third and long.
Oh, he breaks free.
And a touchdown from Mamaroneck. What a play by Tanner Conlon. And how that's not a late hit, who knows? That should be a late hit and forced on the kickoff. But nonetheless, it's a touchdown from Mamaroneck. Conlon was already in the end zone and the guy horse-collared him.
Yeah.
So, crazy play.
Feel hurt.
Is he allowed to do that?
Someone's injured from Clarkstown.
And then he injures himself after having the horse collar. I don't know why the Mamaroneck trainer's right over there, but we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. This game just got more interesting, down by 2 scores now. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, looking to add the extra point is Max Bone, 1-1 already. And this one is blocked.
I think getting a piece of it was either Brian Plath's side or Damiano DeLellis.
So it'll be 28-13.
That's a big play. That extra point was very important. Now
they'll have to make. If they score again, no. They'll have to do an extra point next time. We saw it last week. Because if you go
Same
the 2
situation,
points, and then you have to go for 2. Right. So
there's still time for Mamaroneck to come back and close the gap and tie the game. But they'll need to dig in deep, especially on defense, to get another stop. Keep Clarkstown out of the end zone. Keep the momentum in their favor.
we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Elijah Ware. I'm Charlie McGraw following the about a 40-yard touchdown pass on 3rd down. So they're pushing back all the way to the 40 to Tanner Conlon from Tommy Dillon. Clarkstown North is almost expecting an onside kick, but they kick it back, and they will trip him up at the 20.
In on it was Matt Parkinson.
Short return by Joseph O'Hare. He just got back to the 21-yard line. As Clarkstown takes over, up 21-13 after the big score by Mamaroneck to put them back within striking distance.
On the first play of the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
After a holding penalty.
Well,
so
we
another missed call, too, after that.
Yeah, we talked about it, Charlie. They needed to get a score on that possession, and they got it. You know, it came in the 4th quarter. They would like to see it in the 3rd quarter to start,
They took off 12 seconds, so no big deal.
Yeah.
This is the next play.
So big score by Mamaroneck as they look to get a stop and another score probably before the 7-minute mark, so they could have time to get another stop and another score in order to tie the game. And with the extra point being blocked, now they'll need a 2-point conversion. They want to tie the game.
A penalty on.
Let's defense, let's go!
5-yard penalty. I think a legal block. Too many men on the field?
Yeah, maybe.
I think it was too many men on the field.
Clarkstown quick to the line.
Either way, instead of starting on like the 18, they'll start on the 13.
Strong run by number 21.
Dupree Darden.
Yeah.
Good ball back, boys!
5-yard.
6-yard.
5-yard penalty? I think it was too many men. Because they only got out to like the 18 and they started on like the 12, the 13. So it'll be 2nd and 5 on the 5-yard run by Dupree Darden. Make it 4, 2nd and 4.
Joseph O'Hare with the carry.
Loss of 1 or 2.
Looks like O'Hare is taking the load for the most part now since Ed Now was injured. On that Mamaroneck score.
He has the 3 touchdowns right on his late hit where he horse-collared the player. He hurt himself. So basically, yeah.
So Joseph O'Hare now taking the bulk of the carries. As Clarkstown tries to run out the clock and get out of here with the score and a win.
And O'Hare, who has a touchdown of his own, gets the big first down on the 10-yard run. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 26 as the backup running back O'Hare gets the first down.
That was actually Ryan Cox on the carry.
Their 3rd runner, listed as a fullback.
Yeah. He's had a solid day too, especially on defense. Couple pass breakups, couple tackles for a loss.
And he had that weird punt return for 20 yards where it just bounced to him and play where they
Gets the
usually
ball,
don't.
and he is tackled by number 21, Michael Flaxman.
Back after getting hit. Michael Flato, and it'll be 3-yard gain. Flato with the tackle. Second and 7 from their own 30. So it'll be Mauer. They put him back there quickly.
Yeah.
The way they reacted and stuff, they should have kept him out a little longer. But he looked a little slower there. And this one is a run by your boy Cox, and it is
Strong run by Cox.
yeah. First down, Brian Cox to the Mamaroneck 39, and Clarkstown North is doing everything right with protecting that 28-13 lead as they're letting the clock. The clock is running in their favor.
And they've been doing it all game, running the ball,
Right.
letting the clock drift away from Mamaroneck as they're grinding out the clock and pounding the ball down Mamaroneck's throat. And it'll be Eric Maurer on the carry as he goes nowhere for a 1-yard gain. That's number 33, Tim Summer, is in on the stop, along with the host of other Tigers.
Adam French and Charlie Parkinson. Fans thought there should have been a hold.
Yeah, the fans been thinking a lot of things today.
I know, but well, so did Coach Vitti, who rarely questions the officials, asked him something, and the official ignored him.
Yeah, Coach Vitti has been very intense today on the sideline, knowing that his team can really be in this game and win.
Also that they're 1-2, a game that they should have won against Suffern. They were up by 10 with what is it, 7 minutes to go. They were up by 10 and they lost by 4.
Right.
A huge play coming up here. Coming in from the sidelines is Jeremy Jacob. Aiden French. But it's 3rd and 6 for the Rams with 8 minutes to go. And the pass, a rare pass from the Rams, and too long. Good defense by Michael Flato.
He was open though.
He had him. Michael Flato was with him, and Noah Pachicho, it was out of his reach on the throw by the quarterback, Jake Katz. So it'll be 4th and 6 from their own 43, and they'll punt. And back to return will be Bobby Bizzard.
Bobby Bizzard yet to get enough room to get a good return in yet today. Let's see if he gets one on this upcoming return.
Come on, guys, get it right back.
He's back at the 20-yard line.
That's a block for him.
Yeah.
In motion, the gunner there, Nick Labrito.
Extra protection.
They're trying to get him go off sides, but Mamaroneck smartly doesn't, and they stay away, not looking for a penalty. Bizzard backs up to it. He's got the man there.
Great tackle.
It was a dangerous play, and it was a tough play, but it was smart because it would have bounced another 5-10 yards.
Yeah, great tackle.
So if he got out of the way, if Bizzard gets out of the way, that could have been down at the 10, maybe even the 5. So Bizzard saves it, and the gunner who was in motion, Nick Libretto, with a great play.
Yeah.
He's the guy, he was out here, and then he moved more to tighten up in the middle, and he got loose, and nobody touched him, and he got to Bizzard, but that was smart and Bizzard made the perfect play, and clean play by Libretto, and they'll have to go 80 yards.
Yeah, strong tackle by the 5'8", 145-pound junior. As he makes a great play to halt the return by Bizzard.
Low snap to Dillon again is handed off to Smith, and he makes a nice run and keeps control of the ball, and it'll be a 2nd and 1 where they're spotting it right there. That's 2nd and inches.
Watch the game, Russ.
2nd and inches. And official timeout. And it'll be a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 now, as they took 3 people to see the obvious, as the stake was right there. I don't know how they didn't know that earlier. But
you're on the refs today, ain't you, Charlie?
They've had a pretty bad game, Elijah.
As Tommy Dillon hands it off to number 8, Shane Smith again.
Could have been a late hit there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
Late
thing.
hit by Otto Davidson. I'm surprised no no parents yelled about that because they've been on it as well.
Yeah.
But that guy Otto Davidson came in late with his helmet. They gave 2 extra yards, but still, it'll be 2nd and 8 with the clock ticking, 6:55, and a little more urgency. The first play call was good with Smith and stuff, but I don't know. Now they should throw here.
Yeah, it's time to throw the ball. Either get some good yards or incompletion.
And they will.
There we go. Oh, he's open
And
deep.
he'll have an opening, and it'll be caught. And it'll be a first down. Sam Giroux, first catch for Sam Giroux, all the way to midfield. Move those chains, 15, about 18 yards.
Yeah.
Completion to Sam Giroux, and Giroux did a good job to gain a couple yards after catching it. About 8 yards. And he had the first down after catching it, but now it'll be 1st and 10 from midfield for the Tigers with 6:25 and counting. As the chains reset and the clock runs, nearly losing it, but able to secure it was Tim Summer, so no gain, but at least he didn't fumble as he almost did. He was futzing at the ball.
Yeah, like you said, Charlie, I think Mamaroneck really needs to pick up their sense of urgency and their pace with time running short. There's only 6 minutes left to go.
Good thing is they have 3 timeouts, so that's good. And the goal is to score before. I mean, now you're inside 6 minutes, so you got to score before the 4-minute mark, basically.
Right.
But key is if you score. If you just as Dylan is tripped up by Brian Cox, or he is feeding, and then he was touchdown for the sack by Damiano DeLellis, and another huge 3rd down. We saw them score on the big 3rd down on the last play. Right. They'll have to do it from 55 yards away, as last time it was 40 yards.
Yeah, Dylan gets tripped up easily, trying to step up into the pocket. That may be something the junior can work on. Come back next year stronger in senior season.
His legs
still early here, but
his legs were tangled, and the player didn't really trip him. He just kind of fell. Dylan, no blocking for Dylan, and he'll be sacked. It's the left and right side left completely wide open, and they got by him very easily, and he'll be taken down by Alice Melendez, and it'll be a 4th and 20 for the Tigers, and Dylan will come to the sidelines to Vitti.
yeah, that was a huge play by Clarkstown in the stop, and really Mamaroneck has no choice but to go for it on 4th and forever.
4th and 20. 2 sacks in a row. First one, he tripped over his own feet, and the next one, nobody blocked, and 2 guys were in there, and Melendez took them down, and they got to hike it. Timeout Clarkstown? Clarkstown North used the timeout? Because the guy was injured, I think. The guy got hurt or came out late. Clarkstown North called timeout. So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. These guys are back here on LMC Varsity Sports. 4th down and long, about 20 yards, and Dylan is attacked. He gets away with it. He's got to throw it up, and he's sacked. He was about to throw it, but out of nowhere came about the 5th or 6th blitz at Brian Placide, and he gets another big sack as he also recovered a fumble, and they'll take over 1st and 10 on the Mamaroneck 30. Just got to throw it up.
Yeah. You have nothing to lose on 4th down. Just got to throw it up and hope for the best.
When he was about to, he was able to escape it, about 4 guys, and he was about to, and then
Placide came in and finished the job. Great play by Placide, continuing his pursuit after Tommy Dillon escaped. Now Clarkstown has great field position to get another score and potentially close out the game with 4 minutes left to go.
Yeah, with the running game, they have the
2-3 on the carry, gain about 4, 2nd down.
So it'll be
Gotta get the ball, boys.
4-yard gain by Dupree Darden.
That'll be 2nd and 7 from the Mamaroneck
26.
Why isn't the guy with the stick moving? Now he does, finally.
Right.
2nd and 6. And it'll be close to the first down, but short. 3rd and 2 now, on the 4-yard gain by Dupree Darden with 3:25 and counting. And Mamaroneck does have their 3 timeouts, but I wouldn't use it until
They get the ball back.
or
Not over yet. Make some
with
noise.
the ball back, you can like spike or go out of bounds. But
They need
if
one
they
more
can
possession.
stop them here to make it 4th down, then they should call timeout. If it's 4th and
But maybe
it's
they should
basically
save it
4
for
down
that.
territory.
Yeah.
And they got him at the line of scrimmage. Dupree
flag.
Darden, and that is unsportsmanlike as Darden threw the ball at the Mamaroneck player. I think it was Connor Sundin who took him down. Connor Sundin takes him down, and that is really not a smart play by the running back, Dupree Darden.
Yeah, really not a smart play. Now Clarkstown will have to punt. Unless they still go for it.
Well, it depends where the ball will go back to. At 40, they should punt. 39, you're up by 15. And the 39 teams have punted from there.
Yeah. Pin them back deep.
In the NFL, they sometimes punt from there if their kicker can't make it.
Yeah.
And that's where most of their kickers can make it. And they will punt it.
Yeah, smart decision by Coach Tron going Clarkstown.
It's a huge play because that would have been 4th and 3. They would have went for it as they stopped him at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he meant to hit Sundin with the football that he threw at, or it was just mad he didn't get a good run. But either way, it was
Now, if
frustration.
If Mamaroneck can get a quick score, this game isn't completely out of reach. Only
still-
being down by 15. If they can get a quick score, an onside kick, they still have a shot.
delay a game on purpose. So they'll take it all the way down.
That's why football is such a beautiful sport, because a lot of times you're never really out of the game.
So punting will be Diatori, and that'll be a shank kick, and it'll go backwards even more. It'll be Mamaroneck ball in the 30. What was Bobby Cox doing from Mamaroneck? He got way too close to it.
Yeah, he did.
After it was down by, I think that was Plasside again, was in on the down. And then that ball went backwards about 12, 13 yards as it landed on the 25, and then it stopped there, but it was first by Plasside. I don't know why Cox was in on it. So it was a dangerous play by him, but nonetheless, Mamaroneck will get it. 2:03 left.
Yeah, big possession from Mamaroneck is they need a quick score. They still have 2 timeouts remaining. Or 3.
And it'll be thrown to Shane Smith, and Smith will be tackled by the defender, Joseph O'Hara, the running back, with a big tackle, and it'll be a first down as they'll move the chains. 1st and 10 from the North.
Yeah, great play call by Coach Vitti. Get some momentum going, pick up some quick yards.
There's a quick little screen pass out of the backfield.
Some better blocking, could have been a touchdown.
From their own 48, 145. Dylan's got to throw. He's got they're blocking this
And he has
time,
him.
and he's got a man. It's caught, and it will go to the
And he gets out of bounds.
15-yard line. Out of bounds is Kevin. Oh no, never mind. It was Tanner Conlon again.
Yeah, smart play to get out of bounds too. Breaking the tackle and getting out of bounds as soon as you can.
So that's a 37-yard, almost the same distance when he scored the touchdown on 3rd and long for Tanner Conlon on the reception. So he's got 2 receptions for 77 yards. And Mamaroneck, as the clock stopped, as 1:37 left and Tigers are marching on the 16. Dylan has a man, and it's caught, and that's Conlon again. So that's a right at the sticks, 10 yards.
Don't huddle, play for the line.
They got to do a no huddle here. 1:30. Looks like it'll reset. I don't know what the officials are discussing.
There's still time for Mamaroneck. If they can get the score and this onside kick, they still have a shot.
And they have 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
Oh, false.
Wow. Oh, illegal formation.
What? That's a false start, though.
Illegal formation, too.
Illegal formation?
Yeah.
Too many men in the backfield?
Yeah.
Illegal motion from the backfield? What? So that's a bad penalty against Mamaroneck. I didn't notice that. Did you?
High school football.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see it either.
5, yeah.
But hey,
illegal,
they're trained, right? They're trained.
Was it illegal motion in the backfield? Right? Illegal motion in the backfield? That's what he said. Because Vitti asked him and he goes, in the backfield. I would love to, on the postgame show, hear Coach Vitti's opinion on the refs, but I don't want to get him in trouble. So, you know. As Dylan will go towards the end zone, he has a man that's over him. He threw, looking for Michael Flato, but he overthrew him. And it'll be 2nd and 15 from the Clarkstown North 21, with the key being 1:13 remaining.
Yeah, that was a huge penalty by Mamaroneck, taking away 15 yards.
Yeah, because it would have been 1st and goal from the 6.
Right. And that was 2nd and 20. Or second down and 15 from
the 21.
Right.
Yeah, so 15 negated. So it'll be Dylan with Summer next to him in the backfield. He'll pass again, and he'll be sacked. They'll have to call timeout, Mamaroneck. They don't call timeout. Why aren't they calling timeout here?
Damiano
And finally they do. They let
sack.
5 seconds go off the clock, Coach Vitti. You got to be screaming timeout as soon as he gets sacked. Instead, it's a safe sack for Jose Concepcion, and it'll be 3rd and 20. 24, 25, and we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Elijah Ware, I'm Charlie McGraw. 3rd and 23 from the Clarkstown North 28, and it's thrown up, and it's nearly caught by Parkinson, but good defense by Mike Diatori on the coverage, and it'll be 4th and 23 as Parkinson isn't able to come down with it.
Yeah, great defense by Mike Diatori on the play. Parkinson could have went up and got that one, but Diatori got to it first, got his hand in there and broke it up.
Just got a fingertip in there too. And this is the ball game.
That's the type of moment every receiver looks for, though, that Randy Moss type opportunity. Make a play on the ball and help your team win. But
looking into the sun as well didn't help.
Yeah.
But Smith will be right next to him. We'll see what they can cook up here on 3rd and 23. Fake to Smith. And the man's coming, throwing towards the end zone. It's too long as he overthrew Tanner Conlon. Sam Giroux was also there.
Yeah.
And as he threw it up before the man Concepcion could get to him.
Yeah.
Last side was there too.
Clarkstown to take over, 46 seconds left to go. And that'll be a ball game, folks.
Well, besides their game against North Rockland, it'll be the closest win for Clarkstown North. As week 1, they beat North Rockland 21-14, and today they won 28-13.
Yeah, a couple minor errors by Mamaroneck, and they could have been a lot closer in this game. I think they fought hard. But overall, Clarkstown was the better team today, despite 15 penalties.
Coach Vitti will use a timeout now. 2nd and 5.
So Coach Vitti fighting till the end.
Just in case you get a strip on the next play or something, especially if they're going to run the ball. And thought they were going to take a knee.
Don't forget to hit the merchandise stand on the way out. All types of products.
So we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, 38 seconds. Mamaroneck has 1 timeout. They'll run again, will Clarkstown, and they'll stop them just short of the 1st down. So it'll be 3rd and inches with 29 seconds to go. And they'll mark it a 1st down, so that'll be it. So it'll be 1st and 10, and Clarkstown North will win this one 28-13. So they don't even have to run another play, really.
Yeah.
20 and
not a bad loss for Mamaroneck as they fought hard until the end. But today, Clarkstown was just a superior opponent, winning 28-13 as they improved to 4-0, Charlie.
So we'll be right back to wrap this one up and talk to Coach Vitti here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on the post-game show with Coach Anthony Vitti and Coach, a tough Clarkstown North team. You guys fought through the very last whistle, battled, and you were in this game. You got to be happy with your team's effort.
Oh, I'm always happy with their effort. I mean, the kids play. We always end the fourth quarter on a rise, and I think that's a testament to the way they condition, the way they work, and the love that they have for each other.
As it was only a 2-score game, what do you think the difference was? What do you think you got to work on the most?
Well, we played them fairly even, minus a couple penalties and 2 big plays. They got the splash plays that we couldn't have happen on a couple of the counters. Credit them. That's a good outfit over there. They're 4-0 for a reason. They've been grinding people into dirt, over the last several weeks. So we knew that this would be a monumental task for us, them coming in here, and we were up to the challenge. I think we just we bent a little bit too much in certain places, and we did ourselves in on some penalties.
And overall, you can use this effort and momentum to build upon on practice and going towards next week. What do you think the key will be in your next game?
Yeah, I mean, you're only as good as your last effort, so we'll come out on Monday and put in our best effort and feel confident and pride in what we do that day. Today we'll lick our wounds and we'll move on, but we have a short week, with a very key opponent coming up, so we're already excited about that challenge.
Back here on the post-game show alongside Elijah, it was a 28-13 win for Clarkstown North, but Mamaroneck hung tough and battled till the very last whistle.
Yeah, Clarkstown really pounded the ball into Mamaroneck in between the tackles the entire game. A couple passes here and there, but most of all, it was just the ground game of Clarkstown that made them prevail. And then the defense hung tough, and Clarkstown, they just were the better team today.
As they're now 4-0, and Mamaroneck falls to 1-3. Final score 28-13, Clarkstown North over Mamaroneck. A lot of people to thank for today's telecast, including the CEO, Eric Lewis, COO, Matt Sullivan, community sports producer, Mr. Rob Moretti, for our camera crew, Kevin Duarte, Gary Francois, and Sean Kelly. Once again, for Elijah Ware, I'm Charlie McGraw saying thanks so much for watching and have a great evening.